Hi. Boy, has it been a day. Has it been a day? I'm not going to let it win, though. Okay? I am wearing my other glasses because I got super glue on the lens of my glasses that I broke. So, I'm not sure how to get it off. But you can see it. And I know I'll be able to see it. These glasses are actually glasses that I got later. Hold on. And they're probably the most educated glasses that I've ever had. They're the automatic darkening and all of that kind of stuff. For some reason, I mean, they have the graduated lenses, so I don't have the bifocals in these. And for some reason, they bother me. And I've been wearing my other glasses for some time now. So I guess I'm going to have to go back to the doctor and get my eyes checked and get the glasses that work best for me. And if they can fix these other glasses, I would really rather have them. I don't know if they can or not. These glasses fall off my face. And I've tried everything that I know how to do. They're too big here. They need to be smaller. I probably need a kid-size glasses. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I don't have that small a head. Anyhow, here I am. I'm in the craft room, and I hung this thing that's supposed to be on my door, but I wanted to have something in here that looks like Christmas. Makeup is doing okay for now. I have I have two bleeding disorders, actually. I'm hemophilia and von Willebrand's affected. And with that being said, I can have times of really excessive bleeding. And generally, if I do something like this, it really wells up. And you can see it's already bruised down here. But we're not going to pay attention to that. I go into places and they go, "Oh, what happened to you? Did somebody hurt you?" No, I hurt me. This chair that I'm sitting in, I was in this room cleaning up, trying to arrange things so that I could do the wreath that I have right here. And, you know, I've lost so much stuff. I have no idea where stuff is, and I just had it yesterday. Anyway, I want to get this wreath somewhat ready to, at least ready to do. I'm going to fluff it out. I was going to do that before I got on here, but it's getting so late. I might have to do this in two videos. You know, if you stick with me through this, you're pretty faithful. I really appreciate it. It's not a Temu haul and it's not fun, but it could be fun. Making a wreath is kind of fun. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff that isn't Temu, so it's time to do that. And maybe I'll do another video with makeup and you can see how you conceal a black eye. The last time I did this was last January when Peyton started school at, well, it's not a private school, but it's a charter school, and they don't have buses. And I came home, it was in January that she started, and my foot caught it's not really a step, but a ledge. And I face planted on the step, and the step got me. And I was bleeding so much that I couldn't see because of the blood. I know I wasn't going to die or anything. But trying to get up and to fix it was really a fun thing. And it was still dark outside. So I've done pretty well, I guess. I haven't done anything to damage myself for a while. Do any of you guys have trouble with, do any of you peoples have trouble with falling? I know my balance isn't great because of the spinal cord injuries. This today had nothing to do with that. It had to do with me being headstrong and deciding that I could just go this way and reach down on the floor, and the chair just followed me right over. And there was no way, you see the shelves right here, they're too close to the table for me to have any kind of a way to brace or hold on to anything. And down I went. Don't tell anybody, I'm really embarrassed. And something like this you really can't hide because you can't go anywhere. People kind of see it. How was your weekend so far? My weekend is blessed, I have to say. You know, with all the ickies that have gone on this weekend, there's so much wonderful stuff that happens too. I'm so blessed to have a warm home and food to eat and clothes to wear. And friends like you, you know, you may not be present in body, but I know you're present in spirit. And I've just never had this kind of, I've never had this before. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. What kinds of things do you do on the weekends? Do you have places that you go or friends that you go see? I'm kind of a homebody most of the time. I like to go places, but I don't. I go to Habitat, and I was going to go there today and I didn't, but that's okay. I didn't need to go. I'm going to need to go get cat food here pretty soon. They have this nasty habit of eating like the kids do. I give them wet food every other day, and then they have dry food. And you'd think they're starving to death on the day that they don't get the wet food. They don't need wet food every day. I give them wet food because cats that don't get wet food a lot of times get urinary tract problems. Mostly boys, and I have girls. But I don't want to take the chance. I've lost 2 kitties to, well, no, that's not true. 1 kitty to urinary tract problems. And that was horrible. He was only 5. I've lost some really young cats. I want a cat that's 25. I don't know if I'd survive long enough to have a cat 25, but it would be nice to try. My mother died when she was 54, and she had coronary heart disease. She was diabetic and didn't take care of herself, and she smoked. And she kind of signed her own death certificate. Well, I'll tell you, when I turned 54, 55, I wondered. And I do take care of myself, though, and I eat right, and diabetes isn't an issue for me. Not anymore. It was. When you have a whole slew of kids, sometimes you end up with gestational diabetes, and that's the way it started for me. And I was a big girl. I'm still kind of a big girl, but not like I was. I look at myself and I think, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. I don't have the kind of health issues that I could have. And it's kind of avoidable. I eat high protein, low carb, and for me, that's been the way it's worked. I can't say that for anybody else, but for me, that's what's worked for me. And I went from weighing well over 200. My highest weight was 286 pounds. That was many years ago, and I haven't been that large for some time. But I weigh 155 right now. I've gone down a little bit more. And my body thanks me for it. You know, with the spinal cord injuries. I'm just going to prattle on. I hope that's okay. My body struggles with weight. Being able to support me and to balance me and what have you. So when I say I'm blessed, I truly am. This is really going to fluff out pretty. I don't even think I fluffed it out last year. I just threw something on it and put it outside on the door. Last year this time, I think I told you I was in and out of the hospital 8 times last year this time. And they never did figure it out. It's something to do with the neurological system since the spinal cord injuries. And there are so many things that doctors don't have answers for. I just feel so blessed that that isn't the way it is this year. Well, it was funny when I was on the floor. I couldn't find any way to get my body to turn around. You know, there was so little space in here. I had to figure out how to move things so that I could move to be able to stand up. My granddaughter was a big help. I don't know. I'd probably be still in here trying to move things around. I couldn't get myself in a position to straighten my legs. But we did it. And I knew as soon as I fell that it was my face. I thought, oh man. I can wear a paper bag over my head though. That's not a big deal. That isn't, you know, how we present ourselves physically isn't the answer anyway. It's what we can what we can show with our hearts. And I see with all of you, you know, you that I've had a chance to talk to, those of you that have commented and I have a chance to know. And even those that don't, I know you're around, and I know that your hearts are sweet and good. And that's exciting to me. It's exciting to know that I'm around such good people. Okay, well, things are falling. Here it is. It's a big old wreath. And it's all fluffed out. Well, pretty much. I almost got a picture, but the cat moved. I have a second wreath on the floor. And the cat was laying right in the middle of the wreath. It was pretty cute. The second. I won't fall this time. Told you so. Okay, now, what should I put on this thing? I have this bow. That really has some problems. Because a bow is squashed doesn't mean you can't use it. Let's see here. Got my wire. It's on here. I can tighten it right back up. This is really pretty. It's a burgundy color and it has gold on it. Oh, I'm going to have to take this apart and redo it. It's just got all kinds of yuckies on this side. Okay, well, here we go. Why don't I take this apart and I'll come right back. I don't want to waste time. Hi. Well, I got this all kind of squared away and then made my parts to the bow. I'm going to just open it up. Boy, I'll tell you, making bows with wired ribbon is just so much the way to go. Whoever decided to put wire and ribbon, I'm sure made a fortune. Such a great idea. I can't tell you how many bows I've made over the years with just regular old ribbon. My mother used to really enjoy making bows, and I would watch her. She made all kinds of different bows. Many times we didn't have very many presents, but they sure had pretty bows. I know it's not about the bows, it's not about the gifts, it's about the love. I think about, I'm getting it. Let's see. And that ought to be the end product is the bow. And I won't put it on just yet, but at least it's done. I really like this color. It's like a burgundy and it has gold on it. Remember in the Bible when it talks about the temples and the pomegranates, and pomegranates are kind of, they're more red than this. But when I see colors like this, I think about the temple and how beautiful the temples were. My dogs are making noise. What do you think? Will that pass? Good. Okay. Let's see. I like pine cones on wreaths. I happen to have a bunch of those. I have this flower too. Isn't this pretty? That kind of matches the bow. These were on it before. And I may just go ahead and put them back on it. I can't undo it. It's hard to untangle wire. So, how about let's see. Oh, putting them right there. You know what I want to put on this? Remember that picture that I got that says "Have a Merry Christmas"? Let's see this one. I want to put this on the wreath. So I'm working with a really short cord here with my trusty old glue gun. Well, Let me see here. It ended up just putting a pile of glue on my table rather than waiting. I have to dig it off. Oh shoot, I just unplugged it. I need to get an extension cord. Oh, there. Maybe if I move over a little closer to the plug, we'll be better off. I've got to plug it in again. Hold on. Well, let's see if that one works. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. We've got a fluffed out wreath with pine cones on it. This thing is heavy. I'm closer to the glue gun now. I was thinking about, you remember when I went to the Dollar Tree and I can't find half the stuff I got at the Dollar Tree. I mean, how weird is that? I don't have a 3,000 square foot home. I've got a small home. Well, it's not tiny, but it's not that big. I can lose things in a heartbeat. Anyway, you remember these guys? I'm thinking about putting them, interspersing them on the wreath. What do you think? I think it might be pretty. I'm going to move you around here just a second. I'm pushing things off the other side. I hope that wasn't anything important. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't go off the side of the world, so I've got a lot of organizing totes that are coming, and I can get this room more organized. I don't work well in chaos. I don't know who does, but I sure don't. Look at that big old blob of glue. That's a whole glue stick. I'm going to set it the other way. Remember these guys? I was going to put these on there too. And the little snowballs. Oh, I so know that I would have tried to open all of these. I would have been convinced that there were treasures in here. Or that they were supposed to be anyway. These were just a few cents, and they're so cute. Once this thing is unplugged, it won't feed it anymore. I don't know if these ideas are going to work out okay, but I'm going to try. Okay. Now, what did I do with the little snowball? Oh, here they are. I don't know if this hot glue is going to melt these guys or what, but we're going to find out. Well, they sure stick to my fingers. Come on. I really feel like I need to put the bow on so I know what I'm working with here. I do that. Boy, this stuff makes strings and it holds on to everything. I forgot what it was like to work with glue. It's been a while. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the bow on because I'm not seeing how that's going to work. Not that it won't work. I need to see it. I shouldn't have put those presents on there yet. They're holding on by a thread. Gosh, come on now. Okay. Got my trusty old wire here. So where's the end of it? Oh my goodness. I'm fighting myself. I shouldn't have done this so soon. I may have to get off of here and get a little bit more order. Okay, I've got the wire. I'm going to feed it through the bow. I'm trying. It doesn't want to twist. Actually, the problem is that I'm wearing these dumb nails. Okay. Okay, there we go. And I think I might put a few more little balls on here, but I kind of like the way it is, not real busy. I'm going to hold it up for you. Hold on. Now I've got to figure out a way to put this picture on there. I'll be hanging it more like this. Or maybe, should the bow be on the bottom? It should be, shouldn't it? So it'd be like this. And I think with the wire, I can just put this down here. See if I can get some wire and do that. I've got little styrofoam balls all over the table here. Okay, what did I do with my wire? Where are you? There you are. Maybe what I can do is just put enough wire on here. Oops. You're way over there. Hi. Boy, I'll tell you what. I just do things so bad. I am not a professional at anything with this. Who would have ever thought that I would do this? I'm thinking that I'm going to put enough wire on this to hang it on the wreath hanger behind the wreath rather than trying to put it on the wreath. That'd probably be easier. I have a picture on the wreath hanger outside right now that says Santa's Workshop. Ouch. But that's not quite the way it is anymore. I think Santa's Workshop is about closed. It's just wrapping now. I think maybe with the other wreath, I'm going to use the netting with that and make it real frou-frou fancy. I don't know. Should I do the net on this one too? I don't know. I'm putting the wire on this sign. Do you have people in your life that you remember really well that impacted your life? There was a woman by the name of Grandma Brown. She used to be called Grandma Brown. She taught me how to play the piano. Not a lot, but like chopsticks and stuff. And she paid attention to me. And I think she knew that I needed that. I would go to her house after school sometimes, and gosh, I was just a little bitty guy, you know, like in kindergarten, first grade. Because we moved from that town when I was 7. And she died. She was an older lady. And she died. And I think that's probably the first experience with death that I had. I don't know that I quite understood it. But she showed me the love of Jesus. And I'm sure she was a Christian lady. I'm going to continue this in a little bit. Hi. I got something new. I want to see if it works. I'm going to add this to the video that I started yesterday. I have to be upside down to see you with this. I don't know how to use it, but it's a camera that you can see what I'm doing. You know what? God is so good. I have a little bitty black eye, but it's not a big deal. So, good morning. This is my craft room, and I'm upside down in my craft room. Hopefully I won't wind up on the floor in my craft room, because I don't do that very well. Okay, let's just see what we can do here. You can see my messy table. It's okay because, wait a minute. Maybe I can turn it this way. Would this be better? I think it would be. The one wreath that I did yesterday is on the door. And here is a bow that I'm going to try to revitalize for the next wreath. How is everybody this morning? I don't know how people use these cameras for anything other than looking at what you're doing. And can you use two cameras? I don't know. I'm going to have to find out because I feel like I'm just talking in the air, which I am. But I do want you to see. I don't want you to not see what we're doing. And I bought this. I haven't hauled it yet. And it's broken. I had to use duct tape on it. I'm going to take the duct tape off and see if they'll send me another one. But for the time being, I'm going to use it this way. There's a little toggle type screw that's very pivotal. It holds the light and the camera and everything. And it's stripped, I think, because it doesn't cinch the little ball that's in there. If you have any ideas, let me know. The light is good. It's a round light. I was so looking forward to this coming because I know that there's been a common issue with not being able to see what it is that I'm doing, and I can't seem to get tables and stuff organized to where things are high enough for you to see. So in theory, this is really good. I can't see into the camera, but that's okay. I don't need to. I'll just travel incognito. Well, how is your Sunday going? It's overcast here. It was raining. I guess that we're definitely into fall. Isn't that pretty? It's already got a lot done that I'm not going to have to do. My workspace is just horrible. I still haven't gotten it where it needs to be. I think I told you yesterday I lost some stuff. Can you imagine why? Look at this mess. It's terrible. It went from being a doll room to a craft room, and I've got storage bins coming that will work on the table, and when they get here, we'll do it on camera so you can see how I can get organized. I know I can. I don't work very well with disorder. I lose things and then I feel defeated. And that's not a fun way to feel. I wanted to thank you guys so much for all the loving support that I got yesterday. You know, it was really a silly thing that I did, but I did it nonetheless. And I'm putting ribbon in here so it's out of the way. And I thought, oh my goodness, that I'll tell you, the last few times that I've fallen like this, my face takes it a lot, and the bruising is horrid. So I feel very, very blessed that it didn't happen this time. It's really kind of not wonderful to walk into places and have people put their hands up to their face in horror and wonder what happened to you. So anyway, enough about that. I'm taking the tags off of these pretty things here. I will go through this video and when it's done and see if it's decent to show you. I'm really trying to make things so that you can see what we're doing. So if you would, help me out by leaving comments. I've had a couple of comments about how shall I do, all I see is her face. Well, I get that. And that isn't the way I want it for you. So when I saw this camera, I thought, oh, this is so neat. I'm going to have so much fun with this. Well, I would, except it's kind of broken. Okay. Here is number 2 wreath. This one isn't quite as big as the other one. It's upside down. I'm going to be taking some of the stuff off of it that was already on there. I'll save this for another time to use for something else, because I am going to use this one on here. Gosh, I was just kind of using what I had to use. I tied these on with a cord. I'll probably wind up using some of these Christmas balls again. What I was thinking about doing is making sprigs of net, the net that I got, and interspersing it in here. I guess first thing I need to do is, well, the first thing I needed to do, and I didn't do it, was clean this room. I knew that if I didn't get on here, that I wouldn't get on here. This one isn't as full as the other wreath, but it kind of gives me a little more creative liberty to do stuff. What I'm thinking about doing, like this net here, if you take, well, let me see if I can just do one. And now I've never done this before, so bear with me. I had the neatest comment from a man who said that he was with his aunt and he'd never even heard of Temu, which is kind of cool. And he was asking about me staying on the, you know, with the things that I put the pictures up of, if I could stay on them longer. And I thought, yeah, I can do that. And I'm not really sure how to do it, but I'm going to. I'll figure it out. But I thought, you know, he said that he and his aunt just love the channel. And I encouraged him. And I just think that that's so neat that he takes this time with his aunt. Because I suspect that she's older. Because I don't think he's just a pup. I think that from the picture I saw, he looks not as old as me, but he's up there. You know, he's probably 50. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Those pictures are really small, so I can't judge by that. But I just thought it was so neat that he spends time with his aunt like that. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I kind of put it what is it called? It's why can't I think of that? On the bias. So I make a triangle before I bend it into something, and it's a lot easier to work with. But this is what I'll be doing with several of them, and eventually I'll be putting them in the wreath like this. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is kind of fluff it out. That way I can tell where I want to put things. I feel like I'm talking loudly because I can't see, and it's like you're gone and I don't know where you are. But that's okay. We'll see if this works out. I don't have to use this again, or I could use it just for, I don't think I'm going to be using it exclusively. I'd like to find out if I can use this and another camera, if I can, you know, like do picture in a picture or something. This is such a challenge for me to learn new things, and I like learning. It's just so out of my scope of what I'm comfortable with. But isn't that the deal with learning? You know, you get outside your comfort zone and just really explore new things. I've never considered myself a crafter. I have ideas, and I have had a craft room before, but I had a bunch of little kids. I lived in an 8-bedroom house in South Dakota, and that sounds like it's very cool. It was an old farmhouse, and it needed a lot of work, but there were 8 separate rooms in it. And it had been brought in from the country. So I had all this craft stuff in that room, and I was so busy with the kids, I never had a chance to really do anything. I did some sewing, and I hope to get back into sewing. That's something, I think that was the first thing that I ever did that I thought, oh gosh, I really enjoy this. Well, crocheting too. I like to crochet. But sewing, you can take something from nothing, just flat pieces of fabric, cut it into a shape, sew it together, and make something beautiful. I made a prom dress. And it was really pretty. I have made various and sundry things. And I thought, I'm going to be the mom that makes all the clothes. Well, when you have a bunch of kids, it's not that easy. For me, it wasn't. I know there are a lot of moms, and golly, years ago, if Mom didn't sew the clothes, they wouldn't have clothes. It just was something that I didn't master. Okay, so this gives me kind of a blank canvas here. And I probably should go ahead and attach the bow. So I have a reference point of where to start and where to end. I got so bold. I gotta tell you, I've gotten so bold. I ordered a pair of good shears, fabric shears. The last time I had a good pair of fabric shears, one of my little ones cut wire with them, and that was the end of that. They're called Ganger, the brand that I had, and I don't know that I could ever afford another pair of those. At the time, I paid probably $30 for them, and that was several years ago. I don't know what they'd run now. And I didn't, with Temu, I didn't pay that much. I haven't seen them either, so I don't know how good they are, but they have to be better than the dollar store scissors I get. So I'm cutting wire. I should probably cut it longer than this. There. I have a friend in South Dakota, and she crafts all year and then sells stuff at, oh goodness, at bazaars. And I would think that that would be kind of fun. I know that towards the end of the year that she feels kind of under the gun to get done. And I guess I don't want something that I do to turn into something grueling, but on the same hand, if I could make a few dollars, that would be wonderful. That's one of the things that's really hard for me. I want to be productive. And I realize that I'm older. And most people my age are content to sit in a chair, but I am not. I don't like it. I don't like not being able to do. And I've had instances where I haven't been able to do, and I've had to have help. And it's so good now to be in a position to where I don't. I'm very, very grateful for that. Okay. Oh, I know it's in there somewhere. I don't have a lot of feeling in my hands. Well, now look here. That's not supposed to happen. I thought I had it around there. I guess I did, but I didn't fasten it. Maybe I should just go ahead and wrap it. See how professional I am. Huh. I always thought it'd be fun to work at a florist. Everything I've done professionally has been in the help fields. When I was fairly young, let's see, I think it should go that way. I went to school and became a certified nursing assistant. And it was when nursing assistants could do a lot. I found myself in delivery rooms and emergency rooms and stuff that was just fascinating to me. I wanted so much to be able to get a nursing degree and maybe go on. It didn't happen that way, and that's okay. I still have the experience that I had. And then I worked with developmentally disabled children and adults. There was a time when I had people in my home, foster care. In Colorado, you can do that. At least at that time I did. And man, I found a love for that population that they're just so special. When they give 100% all the time. My love was for profound people that didn't have a lot, you know, intellectually. And if the most that they could give was a smile, that was amazing. And I'd have little things that I did with each person that was individual to them, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it, and it gave me the opportunity to be home, and that was important to me at the time. Okay, so the bow is right there. Let's see what we can do with this thing. I want to twist it tight enough to where it's not going to fly off. I don't know how many I'm going to put on here, or exactly what I'm going to do. Let's just see. I wonder, you know, if what I do is an epic failure, if if I can just turn the video off and say, whoops. But I think it's probably important for you to see that it's okay to start over, or to decide that maybe what your idea isn't going to fly on this thing, but maybe it would on something else. I think that the only time that we really fail is when we don't try. And I try to tell my kids that, you know, it's, if they're afraid of trying something, well, you know, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid. Oh, let's see. I have bits and pieces of stuff that let's see what this is going to look like. I'm trusting that this camera is picking these things up. I hope so. I have some berries here. Maybe some berries would look good. Okay, so I'm not putting anything in permanently yet, like with glue. Wire I can undo. But I was going to make a couple more of these to put around and see what it looks like. For those of you that are not sewers, the bias is this way. You take it from that corner to that corner. And it kind of stretches it with any material. This is net, so it's bound to stretch. But even with regular fabric, the bias will give you a different look. I wonder if I cut enough. Come on now. These are supposed to be really heavy-duty scissors, so I don't have to feel like I'm killing them, although I probably am. No, this one isn't flouncing out as much as the other one. I probably didn't cut it as long, but we'll figure it out. Just kind of tuck it in. Oh. I have a friend that makes wreaths, and she makes them totally from the net. I'm not quite sure how she does that, but they're really pretty. Where's the other end of this wire? I may not be able to use this one. It's pretty short. It's not, this isn't the look I'm going for. I don't like it. I wonder if I can just tuck it in here. And make that one bigger. I don't want to run this into hours and hours. I can do that very easily. And I know that you were so gracious to tell me that, you know, you just prepare. So you might need to just prepare. I have no idea how long this is going to take me. I thought I had a plan, but my plan, we're going on to plan B. I moved those berries, but it isn't because I'm not going to use them. I just wanted them out of the way for now. Oh, come on, get out of the way. I'm absolutely impressed that my cats aren't trying to help me. They usually do try to help. Do any of you have as many animals as I do? Am I the only one that's a crazy cat lady here? It didn't start out that way. Well, I think the potential has always been there. Ever since I was little, there was something about cats that just really intrigued me. How's that look? It kind of overpowers the bow, I think, in a way. Well, it's my creation, though, you know? I could put a couple more pine cones down here. Where are they? I did have them. Here they are. By the time I get done with this, it's not gonna... The bow is gonna be overpowered. That's all right, though. Okay, where's my... Here it is. I've got to plug in my glue gun. Is it plugged in? It is. See if I can manage to use it without it. Well, I just unplugged it. Doggone it. On my list of things to get, I've got to get some extension cords. My goal here is to plug this thing in and be able to glue the pine cones. And I think I'm going to wind up unplugging the light. How about if we just try to use wire? Oh, gosh. This got all whoppy-jawed. You know, this thing in theory is really good, but I'm afraid it's just not as sturdy as I'd like it to be. And it is broken. I mean, it's just flip-flopping around. Rats. Okay, well, this might be a one and done. I think in theory this thing is really good. but I'm not so sure that it's going to work out. Oh, I can't stand this mess. I know. You say, well, clean it up. Okay, I will. I can have this big old table, and if there's no order to it, then there's nothing that can go on except more chaos. I'm trying to get this pine cone in here. It's like threading a needle. And I can't see. I have to do it by feel. I'm complaining a lot. I'm so sorry. I don't have anything to complain about at all. I'm such a blessed person. I truly am. I think I'm getting it. I could blame it on fingernails too, but it's not. Oh gosh, I'm sure there are so many of you that could get in here and just do amazing things with all of this. Well, shoot, you know, now I'm not so sure that I like this bow on here. I think that I want to do more of these. I don't know. Maybe it's this part of the bow that bothers me. Okay, well, that's not working. There are parts of this that are really pretty, and maybe I can just use those parts. I want my pine cone. Well, here we were going to assemble a wreath, and now we're just disassembling it. How's that? It's okay. get on here thinking I know what to do, and I really don't. I haven't done anything like this in a long time. And really what I did with you for Thanksgiving stuff was the first I'd done any crafting in years and years and years. There was a gal that I met that had done a lot of crafting over the years, and she was ready to stop. I don't know if there were health issues or what. I didn't know her that well. But she gave me a whole lot of stuff. And that's where I've gotten, you know, the bug to collect craft stuff. There's a gal that she does videos on YouTube, and she does like, her titles are like 80 crafts for Christmas or 80 crafts for this or that. And she gets in there and she just does these amazing things. And I know that there's practice involved, and I can see things in my brain, and getting them to come together is really kind of neat to see if I can do it. The one that I did yesterday, it is outside. It's hanging up. And the picture, I ended up, you were here, I ended up putting wire on it to hang it behind the wreath on wire. And it worked out okay. Let's see, where's another pine cone? And what part of this can I use? Well, this person did stuff that I do. I didn't put this together, but it's held together with baling wire and bubble gum. She used part of the bow, the wire in the bow, to put it together. I'm assuming it was a she. Okay, so maybe, see, that's what's left after the gold is gone. Maybe I can just fluff this out and use it as is. I did this. What do you think? Maybe there. And then another pine cone here. Let's see what that looks like. Every time I move something, something falls on the floor. I'm really kind of disappointed that this light is a mess. My pine cones must have fallen on the floor. I don't see them. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. So, well, those can definitely go there. Maybe this is where these balls need to go. I don't know. Well, my friends, I think that we've probably eaten up a lot of time here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of sign off, and I'll be back. Love you. If I can do this.